Oh, yeah. This is ScareTalk. I am Danny, and I am here with Katrina the Crow.
Oh, I did not know that was coming.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. And then we've got Blue Jay Joel.
That's what I thought.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a bird.
I gotta teach
Keeping
you
up
some
with
other
the-
Jay birds.
Jay Bird.
Oh, Jaybird.
Jay bird.
Yeah.
That is
Blue Jay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are here to discuss The Crow and The Crow. The original from, it's in the 90s.
94.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
94. And
Hey,
then
30 years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then we've got the
yeah.
new one just came out from this year, 2024. So we're going to review both of them within this episode, spoiler free. Then we're going to go into the spoiler section on Patreon, and we're going to compare and contrast the two.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of discussion about the differences between the two movies, so I feel like that would be a fun topic, fun
Yep.
discussion. Make sure you go and subscribe to whatever platform you're on. YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like it, comment on it. We'll respond to every single comment that is sent. So make
All
sure you
right.
guys are letting us
Yeah,
know
so
what
fun.
you think of our review and also of the two films that we're going to be talking about. All right. With that being said, Joel,
Without further ado,
can you tell us who was in the 1994?
Yes,
Crow?
I can. So this one stars Brandon Lee, R.I.P. He was in Rapid Fire, Showdown in Little Tokyo, and Legacy of Rage. I don't know.
Okay.
I think some like martial arts movies from the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Ernie Hudson. He was in the Ghostbuster franchise, like literally
Mhm.
all of the movies.
Yep.
The Miscongeniality 1 and 2. And he was in 56 episodes of Oz, which I heard it was actually pretty good.
Mhm.
And he was in Congo. So
Yes.
yeah.
Congo, love that one.
Yeah. And we've got Michael Wincott. He is our bad guy. He makes a good bad guy because I've seen him a couple times as the villain. He was
Okay.
in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah. Along Came a Spider, which I love. It's a Morgan Freeman, James Patterson
Okay.
novel book. And The Count of Monte Cristo, which is another movie I love.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And 24, Live Another Day, 11 episodes, which is
okay.
the more recent of the Jack Bauer run. And then more recently he was in Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like he probably really liked Nickelback.
Yeah.
Probably Creed.
Oh.
Too.
Yeah, probably Creed.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think definitely.
I can see Creed for sure.
Yeah.
This was written by David J. Shaw. He did a screenplay. He wrote the screenplay for Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So we have talked about this guy once before.
Yeah, interesting.
Critters 3 and 4. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. He did the story. He came up with the story for that one.
Okay.
And then we've got John Shirley. He also did the screenplay. And he did the screenplay for The Specialist, which is a Stallone movie. Night of the Headless Horseman. And The Tomb, which was based on an Edgar Allan Poe poem. So,
Nice.
Okay.
yeah. And then we've got Alex Proyas as our director. And he directed Gods of Egypt, which is a bad movie. It was really stupid. It was not very good. Knowing, it's a Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I, Robot, and Dark City. So got some pretty legit writers and directors on this movie. So
yeah, for sure. All right. Very 90s.
Yeah.
For all those.
Yeah.
Okay, so synopsis for the 1994 The Crow. We've got the night before his wedding, musician Eric Draven and his fiancée are brutally murdered by members of a violent gang. On the anniversary of their death, Eric rises from the grave and assumes the mantle of the Crow, a supernatural avenger.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
Told us a lot.
one, this one, I think I watched maybe once as a kid. My dad really liked this movie, I remember. I think I might have thought it was kind of scary, like just because of the way he looks,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
as a kid, because I would have been 7 when it came out. And real quick.
Oh, nice.
This is actually Sting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the
I like how
Crow.
you
Not
have
the
him
Crow.
right at the microphone.
Yeah. Hi,
He's
guys.
actually saying.
Yeah. I'm the Crow.
Yeah, we were supposed to put him here.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. But I didn't remember much about this movie except for the like premise, the fact that they are killed and then he comes back for revenge.
Yeah.
That's all I remembered, and so it was kind of like a fresh watch.
Mm-hmm.
Joel, had you seen it before?
I think I'd seen it once before, again, years ago. I don't remember. I did remember the premise of it. But yeah, I didn't remember in like the details of this movie.
Yeah.
At all, really. So this was, for the most part, a fresh view for me as well.
It was a completely fresh view for me. I had never seen it.
Mm.
I was not excited about seeing it because Danny was like so like not looking forward to this new one. And he was like, ugh, we have to do that. Ugh.
I don't think I was like that.
Oh, yes, you were.
Ugh.
Yeah. Every time Joel's like, oh, we have to do the Crow. And you're like, oh my God. The Crow.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to go see that movie.
Oh, man.
So I kept thinking, oh, this is gonna be terrible. Like Danny doesn't even like this movie. He's not even looking forward to seeing it. And so
it's borderline horror too. So it's like, is it horror? Does it fit for us to review it?
Yeah.
So
Tony Todd's in it, so yes.
Yeah, he is in it.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him until like halfway through the movie, and I was like, "That's Candyman."
He's not yeah. Movie. He's looking like not like Tony Todd. So yeah, it's a horror movie because he's in it. So
there you
go. Yeah, but after finally watching it, I was like, you didn't like this movie? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really did.
Are we gonna discuss?
But I gotta talk about the reviews.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jumping right into it.
It's been out for 30 years. Let's
Yeah.
see if we got critics and audience.
We have a little bit of reviews on here. Rotten Tomatoes loves this movie. They gave it an 86% on the tomato meter. It's funny because I'm like, we have a little bit of reviews, but it really is only 73 reviews for the critics.
It's an older movie. So.
Yeah. And then the audience score gave it a 90%.
Woo!
So they really like this. It's a popcorn meter. I just realized that the audience score is a popcorn meter instead of a tomato meter. Whether you're keeping your popcorn or not.
Yeah, it's either there or you spill over.
Dumping it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were
okay.
They were pretty good with it. IMDb has it at a 7.5. And
solid.
Google has it at a 4.7.
Wow.
Out of 5.
Yeah.
94%.
Wow. Jeez.
Bam.
That's pretty high.
All right, Google.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, there are only a few people who do not like it.
Do we agree with the majority?
Let's find
so
out.
now let's talk.
So I was not looking forward to the new one because of what I had heard about it and the fact that Bill Skarsgård doesn't look like the Crow from the original.
Mhm.
So I was a little like disappointed with the trailer and stuff. So just to clear that up.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one, I was excited to watch this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited
But-
to watch this one. The
Yeah.
original. And I really, really like it. I think it's got cool style. I like the Crow, the look. I think the action is good. I like how the town, it's almost kind of like a Batman film.
To
Mhm.
Gotham, Gotham
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
That's what I said.
The city is like being taken over, and it's just like a horrible, horrible city.
Mhm.
And then you got the Crow coming in, swooping in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like it.
Like an invincible Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It feels like a rock and roll movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, he's a musician.
Yeah.
He's a rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like got this really unique style. I feel like you can tell because Danny was informing me that it is based off of
graphic novel.
Yeah, graphic novel. And I feel like it has that feel, that comic book feel. And but in a like dark kind of way.
It's like gothic.
And then with adding the musician part to it, the like, and like kind of grunge scene.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So it was pretty cool. The look of the Crow, I never knew that's where Sting got his look. That I was like, oh, it's Sting.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Sting is a wrestler from, largely he's known for the 90s. But he wrestled all the way up until recently.
Yeah.
AEW. Yeah. And growing up, I loved Sting. And when he changed his look to the white face paint and the trench coat and the black, I just thought that was super cool. And I did make the connection back then that he's doing the whole Crow thing, but seeing it now, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's so cool. Like that's Sting in that movie. I love it. So it adds to the movie for me, being that Sting was one of my favorite wrestlers. And
yeah.
What do you think, Joel?
I really enjoyed this movie. Also, I figured I would probably more than you guys, but I don't know because I'm more of like a superhero. Like this is a superhero movie. For the mostly, and I'm more of a fan of those movies than you guys are. So I was like, I'm not sure how you guys are gonna take this movie. But yeah, it's like you're saying, it's very stylized. It's very like there was a scene in the movie. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but it's between him and the little girl that like because of what happens to Brandon Lee, kind of like it hit differently because it was like their goodbye or whatever. Actually like almost made me tear up a little bit because it's like a legit goodbye.
It's like real.
And like the acting, like for an early 90s action movie, the acting was actually like really good. I thought like it's just
there was only one scene I felt like it really felt like 90s like acting.
Oh yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah. Lots of explosions. It's very 90s when it comes to that. Like lots of it's just like the action and everything is very 90s. But I thoroughly enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It's very dark, as in like there's not just like gothic dark, but just like you can hardly see anything dark.
Yeah.
For most of it.
Yeah.
And when they add color, it was very, very well done. It looked like really beautiful in a dark sense, you know, like there was one scene where he's like playing his guitar and it's like the sky is orange and it's just like that looks so cool. And then like when they're in the room, everyone's in dark clothes, you know, it's all dark around, and then the one gal has like the red accents, and it's just, I don't know, like the color accents that they do add just really pop well. I think that was really cool.
I totally agree with that too. I mean, the music was actually good too. Some of the music choices in this was done well, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like the whole invincible character can't die kind of thing. So I would probably say that that's probably like my one negative for this movie. But other than that, I think it feels like I was like thinking about this earlier. If you can justify this as like a horror movie, it's like The Grudge as a human, like the human form. Because people who like, according to like what the Grudge lore or whatever, if you die like a terrible death or whatever, it's the spirit that stays alive and stuff. So he's like the human version of the Grudge. So,
Yeah, I mean,
That's
having a
actually a great
grudge,
comparison.
you know, is like, you know, you're wanting to take revenge, you know?
Yeah.
So it really, really fits. Yeah.
There, that brought something up for me, but now I can't remember. I don't know. There were a few, there was certain scenes that, like there was one scene that was like Gaston and the Beast.
Oh, the rooftop.
Yeah.
Battle. Yeah, I was thinking about like Beauty and the Beast on that one.
Yeah. And I feel like it went.
Too.
Yeah. I feel like it went a bit long. But and then there were like the scenes where it was like he was really showing off his martial arts and everything. And those were kind of long. I don't know that I'd say they're negatives, but like it was kind of like, okay, let's get to the next part.
We get it, you're Bruce Lee's kid.
But I thought I wouldn't like the whole invincible aspect. But it turns out I kind of like that because I liked it in this, and there was another movie we watched recently,
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, it's just fun. It makes it really, really fun.
Yeah.
I did notice, I think my biggest negative, which is kind of funny, is, and it's more that it's just an older movie, is they, like a lot of the kills, it was like, he like swiped him with the knife, but you didn't actually see him swipe him with the knife. They just like flew across the room and were then dead, but you didn't like see anything. But I think it's more, you know, it's an older movie. They don't have as many.
Well, and that wasn't the focus necessarily.
Yeah, and maybe that's why it's not necessarily like on your forefront of horror.
The kills, there's some like creativity with some of the scenes with the kills. But once it's like the big huge battle, then it's just more so like your basic stuff, and it's more of an
and it was more action. Action. Bruce Lee kind of.
I did feel like some of it like was fast. Like I feel like some parts were fast where it's like, okay, this happens and then now he's the Crow. Like it's just there's no like in between. But then some of the scenes were a little long.
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
So the pacing, I think, could have been a little better for me. But I mean, other than that, there was funny parts. Like I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but some of the ways that the characters were acting was just so over the top with just goofy. And so it was, I don't know if it was a product of the times or if they were actually trying to be kind of funny. I'm not sure, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah. I feel like the beginning was fast paced, and then towards the end is when those scenes that were kind of extra long came.
Those action scenes.
I will say that even though the being indestructible was a negative for me, I did like when he got shot how like it would go back to normal. Like his bullet wounds would go back to normal. I was like, that's actually pretty good graphics for the early 90s.
It did look pretty good.
Well, and I liked, and we'll talk about this more in like the spoiler section when we compare and contrast and stuff, but I liked how he took time to figure out what was going on with him. Like he had to like figure out that he was healable and stuff. Like I like that's a part that I don't feel like they rushed through. I feel like it kind of rushed through the crow part, the introducing the crow and that. But then I also really liked how he figured out how he could like see by like holding a certain thing or being connected to a certain person, like how he could like then see further what actually happens. That was cool. Really cool.
I liked his relationship with the little girl. That was sweet. I liked his like lines and stuff, like, and the way he talked. And Sting, that's how he talked. Like I didn't realize Sting like took
on
his
persona.
verbiage and like his voice and everything. I'm like, what?
Wow.
I mean, maybe it just is tricking me with my mind because it looks like Sting in the movie, but I'm like, he even talks like him too. So that was weird.
Yeah,
but I thought it was really cool.
There was one part in the movie when he was talking to the little girl, and he sounded completely different than how he'd sounded throughout the whole movie. He like sounded like, I don't know, he had more of just not a tough voice or like it was like
there's a gentleness to his voice.
I'm like, wow.
Okay, let's go ahead and rate it, and then we'll move into
rating.
And then we'll move into
part of what we do here.
Part of what we do here.
All right, well,
you start. Don't start that.
Okay, I'll start. I'm gonna go 87.
Okay, Joel.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say myself. 87 was the number that was sticking in my head. So, yeah.
I will make it a full. Everyone doing the same.
All right.
Thing. We'll do 87 for all.
Okay, 87 for all.
Nice.
All right. So that movie is done. Now we're gonna go to The Crow 2024. Joel, tell us who is a part of this one.
So this one, let me get to that right quick. This one stars Bill Skarsgård. He is Pennywise in It Chapter 1 and 2, and the Welcome to Derry show that's coming, I think, next year to Max. He was in John Wick Chapter 4, which I love those movies. They're a lot of fun. Hemlock Grove for 33 episodes. That goes another like horror show from Netflix. And coming this December, he is Nosferatu. Yeah. And then we've got FKA Twigs. I don't. She's the love interest in this.
All right.
She was a singer. Like most of her filmography is just like music videos.
Okay.
She did have a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with a name like that, she has to be a musician of some sort. It's just like Yeah. But the movie she was actually in was Honey Boy, Brighton Beach, and The Carpenter's Son, which is an upcoming Nick Cage horror movie. It's in pre-production right now, so it probably won't be out for probably another year or so. But yeah, another horror movie with Nick Cage coming out.
Okay, FKA Twigs. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, FKA Twigs. We got Danny Houston or Huston. He's the bad guy in this one. He was in 30 Days of Night, the number 23, which I kind of want to do that one at some point. That is a horror movie. 21 Grams, and he was in 19 episodes of Yellowstone.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah, he is. I like him. This was written by Zach Balin. He did the screenplay. He wrote King Richard, the Will Smith movie that he actually won an award for. Creed 3, Gran Turismo, which I love that movie. I think it's a great movie. And Bob Marley, One Love. So, like, good, like, big movies just like within the last 2 years.
Wow.
2 or 3 years.
He's been busy.
Yeah. And then William Joseph Schneider, he did the screenplay. He is doing Return to Silent Hill. That was in our we thought that was coming out this year. There's no date for it yet, so I have no idea when it's coming out.
Okay.
And that's all he's done. He did a short called 15-40. Okay, and that's it. And this was directed by Rupert Sanders. He did Snow White and the Huntsman, Ghost in the Shell, and 1 episode of Foundation. So,
all right. Yes. We've got, for the synopsis, soulmates. Eric and Shelley are brutally murdered. Given a chance to save the love of his life, Eric must sacrifice himself and traverse the worlds of the living and the dead, seeking revenge.
I thought he was already brutally murdered. How is he sacrificing himself?
Joel, don't ask questions.
Hey.
Don't ask any questions. This movie makes perfect sense.
The way it's worded doesn't.
All right, let's talk about the critics and the audience. What do they have to say?
Not anything good. Man, guys.
Not good.
So while the original Crow was very liked by critics, this is not. It got a 22%.
Even by the critics.
By the critics.
That'll go up.
119 reviews.
That'll go up. I mean, it can only go up, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not,
going lower.
Probably not going down.
Yeah. And then the popcorn meter gave it a 65% for audience.
Hey, I would have thought it would have been
other way around.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, because audience, I know, like
they've been hating on this movie.
Die-hard Crow fans that are not excited.
That's where the IMDb scores come in. The IMDb is at 4.7, so that one's not quite as good.
Yeah,
it was at a 5.1 when I saw it like today earlier. That's crazy how much it's gone down even further. In one day.
And Google 3.3. So,
all right.
And who knows? Maybe that'll go down too.
Yeah.
No,
that's like a 66. So
Joel's counting on this going up.
So I think. Well, I don't know about you, Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It was fine. If it wasn't a Crow movie, I might like it a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
Interesting.
But being that it's a Crow movie, I can't help but compare a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And also look at the legacy of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then think, they just didn't pay good respect to it. I didn't think.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's just like
Okay.
I don't know. Not a big fan.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Joel?
Yeah. What do you think? Joel?
I mean, I probably liked it more than you did, Danny. This one feels more horror than the original one.
Mhm.
The bad guys are actually supernatural in this one
Mhm.
than they
Yeah,
were.
that's a negative
Oh, that's a negative for you?
for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
I knew that would be a negative for you.
The kills are more brutal. I think it took a while
Yeah.
to get going. I don't think we needed almost a full hour of their relationship.
Mhm. Mhm.
I like that we got I like that we
Mhm.
got more of it than we did in the original one because
Mm.
you want to like feel something for these
Mhm.
characters before they get killed. And if you watch the original, you know it's going to happen. But you didn't need to spend almost a full hour on it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think people are being way too hard on this movie, and it's obvious it's because Brandon Lee died while making it, which does suck. But if he hadn't died while making this, I don't think this movie would have gotten the hate necessarily as it does. Like people were going into it like when the moment that it was first thought of, people were hating on it already.
Mhm.
And there's been
Mhm.
3 sequels to the original Crow movie, but they were different people.
Yes,
They weren't. It
that's
wasn't
the
Eric
issue.
Straven.
Yes,
And
that's the issue. They use
I
the
mean,
same characters in this one.
but it's been
Is that an
30
issue?
years.
I think it's an issue.
It's been 30 years. Like I don't know. I think it's time to. I think at some point you can remake the movie.
Yeah. Well, and I think they made it for a different generation.
Mhm.
That's what they were trying to do.
Usually
And
a
I'm not from
modern
that
take on it.
generation, so I don't want to watch Machine Gun Kelly as the Crow or Post Malone, or I don't want to see the emo. No, the Crow. He was not cool in this movie. He was okay. We're not comparing yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't like him. I didn't care. I didn't care about their relationship. They didn't even seem like the chemistry was even good. I didn't like what their relationship was based on.
Mhm.
I didn't like. I just was like, okay, you guys just kind of seem like losers, and okay,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I'm supposed to like care. I don't know. I just I didn't care about it. I do think it was more horror. You're
Mhm.
right, Joel. I do think that. And the kills were pretty cool. There was some real creative
Pretty
ones.
brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I liked it more than you, but yeah, I mean, I'm not. This isn't better than the original by any
Okay.
means.
Yeah.
Like I still will watch that one a million times over this one.
Okay.
But I just still don't fully understand the hate that this movie gets.
Mhm.
Because it's kind of over the top.
Yeah.
From what I've
Yeah.
been hearing. So
Yeah, I'll say I'm not going to give it like a 47%. It's much better than that. It deserves better than that as a film on its own.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Yeah. I agree with you, Joel. I think my biggest thing was that the beginning took too long, like the focus on the relationship. When we compare them, I'll go more in depth of it, but I think that the first one, it could have spent, like you said, it could have spent more time developing that relationship or showing us a little bit more of the relationship before everything happened, because we didn't really get much of anything. And I liked that more of the focus was on, like in the old one was on like the memories of the relationship and like the flashbacks and that kind of stuff that added to our feelings all throughout the movie. This one, they spent so much time at the beginning on the relationship that it was like, okay, like we know she's gonna die because like we know what we're going into. So like let's get to this.
Yeah.
Like let's get to the movie now. And then but the kills were way better in this one. They were just like way better kills. What it showed, like some of them were over the top and like made you laugh, and others were like, oh nice, nice one or whatever. That I think it was definitely, this one is a horror movie for sure. There's no I don't think there's any question about it. The supernatural part I didn't mind because it's a Crow movie and because I knew it was kind of this superhero story, and it's based off a comic book. It even says it in there, like based off a
I wonder if the comic has the villain have these powers.
This is the thing. I really want to know what the original story is. Because I want to know if this is more towards the original story, because this one, it actually said it in the credits.
Yeah, I don't remember if the other one.
I don't remember the other one saying that.
At least in the opening credits.
Yeah, I don't remember the other one saying that.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, oh, they actually like give reference to that. And so to me, that makes me wonder if this is more heavy on the actual
I would
story.
say no. That would be my guess.
The reason,
I don't know.
So I do like the the bad guys being supernatural in this one because of me not really liking him being invincible.
Yeah,
it evens out the playing field.
Yeah,
when the bad guy is just as strong as your good guy, because obviously the good guy's going to win in the end, but at least there's some sort of a fight there.
Yeah.
As opposed to like
true.
the first one being a bunch of gangsters and like humans.
Yeah.
So
although I kind of liked that storyline better. That's kind of I agree with Danny that wasn't, I don't know, I didn't like as a movie, as my opinion of watching a movie, because it was for the Crow, it was like, okay, they're actually making it a superhero type movie. But like in general, I didn't like the like superpowers and stuff in the movie. And I just didn't like that storyline. That'll be in the spoilers.
At first I was like, no, I don't like how the villain has these powers. But the powers that he had were pretty dark, pretty like horrific stuff. So I can kind of get on board with it in a horror sense, but just not for the Crow.
Yeah.
Well, he got him from Satan himself. He was like praying to Satan in the movie. So he's got to have some pretty intense powers.
Okay. Let's rate it, and then we'll get into spoilers and comparing. Joel, let's start with you, since you probably liked it more than the two of us.
I did.
We'll see.
I gave the other one an 87. I give this one a 79. It's, I do like the original a lot more, but I feel like giving it in the 70s is just like saying it's just an average movie, just like a whatever movie, and it's a little bit better than that. So 79 is closer to a B. So I'm like, 79.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to go next?
Sure. I walked out of this movie really excited to talk about it. I walked out of this movie feeling like, all right, that was cool. Like I actually enjoyed it. And there were just certain things that I was like, you know what? I didn't feel as critical of it until we came home. So we had to finish the original because I had fallen asleep. And so when we came home and finished the original, I was like, oh no, that wasn't as good. But
Oh no.
before coming home and finishing the original, I really enjoyed it.
Well, that's the thing. As a movie on its own, it's better than as a Crow movie.
Yeah.
It's like they shouldn't have had it be the Crow. Like he should have gotten powers from something else. You know, it would be very comparable.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be connected. Eric Draven wouldn't be the character, you know. But then how many people are going to go see it? Because it's not the Crow. So
it's the Raven.
Yeah.
That's another one.
But as a standalone movie, it's better than what people are saying.
Yeah. So originally I was thinking this was gonna be like 80s. I think I'm gonna still stick with, I think I'm going higher than you, Joel. I'm gonna still stick with I think I'm gonna go 81. I'm going between 80 and 82, so I'm gonna go 81.
All right. Nice. And I will go 74. I'll go 74.
Right smack in the middle of the
it's
70s.
It's fine. But then when you think about the comparing, it just makes it bad to me.
Yeah.
So if you don't do that, if you don't think about the original, it's a decent movie. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's better than decent though.
There are issues with it just as a standalone movie too.
There are, but I don't think that it makes it like decent. I think it's still a good movie.
Well,
fun movie.
That's what you say.
Okay.
So it's like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
So we just reviewed The Crow and The Crow 2024. So now we're going to get to the spoilers. Go to patreon.com/ScareTalk and sign up. You can get 7 days free and you get access to exclusive episodes only on Patreon. And you also get access to all the spoilers that we talk about for all the episodes that we've done this year, including this one where we're going to compare the two films. So
woo-hoo.
Go over there and do it.
Do it.
All right. If not, I guess we'll see you.
All right. This has been scary. Right?
Let's get scary.
Oh my God. I was going to say, let's talk or something. I can remember what.